Okay, I'm Siddharth Kalra, and a very good afternoon to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Before I actually start my slide, I'd like you to meet Shabina. She was trafficked to India 10 years back, and she was forced into prostitution. And it has been 7 years since she has been actually held by the NGO, and she's actually now recovering, and it's the rehabilitation process. So, but what happened to her? You have all the stress and the fatigue and the frustration of actually missing it. So to actually prevent it, I have this project called as UniTAS. It has basically a Latin root, which means unity. So what it basically does is, it has a global shared database which connects the victims' identification as well as the downstream agencies which actually help in victim rehabilitation, which are actually trafficked persons. So, and it has the tagline, connecting lives. So the target company for the beginning would be India. The user groups that were identified were NGOs, self-help groups, community vigilante groups, which included ActionAid, Inspire, Prayas. And the government agencies, such as the Ministry of Labor and Employment, the immigration agencies, and advocates. Why advocates? Because they are actually fighting the case for the victims of trafficking. So why would somebody use it? Because it saves resources, it saves times. And this is how it works. On your left screen, you have the National Crime Record Bureau and the NGOs, which are actually basically IDing your persons who are trafficked, and they put it all into a web-based shared database, which is used by the downstream agencies, which are the police departments, the self-help groups, the NGOs, and the government agencies. So this actually coordinates the whole process of rehabilitation and victim identification and preventing the duplication of data by the agencies that are actually identifying. So value proposition, some data crunching to be done. There are at least 100 million people that were involved in human trafficking in India. There are around 1.2 million children who are believed to be involved in prostitution in India. There is lack of coordination between rescue and rehabilitation. And where are these figures from? These are from reports and journals which have been stated. What would this help in? It will help solve the Millennium Development Goal, and for the users, the NGOs and the other organizations, it would actually help save them money, $3 per victim. Reaching out. So how would the people know that we are there? We have our presence. Initially, it will be a direct approach to the NGOs and different organizations. We'll be approaching them, we'll be telling them, we are doing this, you join us. And this process has already started. We have 4 or 5 NGOs that we have contacted, and they're actually ready to do it. In the phase 2, we have radio communication and bulk SMS, which would be using around 1,500 francs, which would be coming from the 8,500, if I get it. And so these are the challenges. Networking. Since there are a lot number of NGOs that are working in India for trafficking, because it's a big country, it's a big transit country, it's a big country of origin and destination for trafficking persons. So you need to network. So as I told you, we have contacted 4 or 5 big NGOs already. Lobbying. Since laws can be a problem at certain points, just not in India, even outside, privacy concerns. So certain amount of lobbying has to be done. Economics. A nominal fees of $25 per year would be charged to all the organizations, the NGOs, the self-help groups, so that we can maintain the database. And it's a win-win situation for these organizations, because a database management would actually cost you something around $20,000 if you are trying to do it individually per year. How would I cover the cost? It's $250 for hosting the database, and I have got a group there which would actually do it for free since it's non-for-profit. So the road ahead, it's look bright, and it is I have to go way ahead. So what would happen? In the next 6 months, we are thinking of developing an app that would actually help the volunteers to join us and help in victim identification. So you have one more person in the upstream agencies. Then we are thinking of developing it in the Indian subcontinent, having the database in the Indian subcontinent. Next 1 year, the Asian countries are our target. In the next 2 years, we'll have a global platform which shares the database. So why me? Well, I have a motivation because I have got a friend who actually works in a tea stall in a railway station, and he has been doing it for the last 10 years, since he was 10 years. He's 20 now, I'm 20, almost 19, okay. So sorry for that, okay. So I actually want to help him. I'm actually inspired and motivated by I want to do something for him. I'm prepared for it because I have already had a team. I'm friends with person who are actually into computer science and IT. I myself, I'm third year bachelor's from National Institute of Technology, Surat, and I'm a cyber activist. And I believe like, if you want to do something, if you want to uplift someone or uplift yourself, you have to uplift someone else first. Then only you can do it. Thank you.